It's Friday. I want to make a ghoul monkey. So I made one. Let's have some fun, kids. Cue the intro. Oh my god, have I missed you guys. Welcome back to Mind of AK! I am AK Wright, a writing sculptor writer, or whatevs. I am back this week to do a proper creature feature, where you not only see me sculpt, but you hear this angelic voice of mine. No, seriously, I just want to thank you all for your patience. I know I have not been uploading consistently the last month. I've only done one video, and the one video I did upload, you don't even hear me talk. So I just want to thank you all for your patience. I took a little bit of a mental health break just to recharge myself and get right. I am a lot better now, so I just want to thank you all for your patience while I took some time to myself. As you see, we're doing the armature. I used different wire this week, which I'm not really a fan of, but we'll get to that later on in the video. This is the Super Sculpey Ultralight. This trick I learned from Ace of Clay's channel a long time ago. Thank you for the tip. So I'm making the head with my custom-made cabochon eyes. And if you ever use ultralight in any capacity, whether you're doing jewelry, you're doing an armature like I'm doing, you want to put it in the oven once you're done at 275 degrees and let it bake for about 20 to 25 minutes. And once it's hardened, you are good to go, so we can get right into our sculpting. Alright, so we're going to fast forward a little bit. So as you see, I'm already in the middle of our sculpting. As always, the clay of my choice is Super Sculpey Original Blend. Alright, so what you just saw me do is I put my base layer of clay on, which is actually the only layer of clay that you see. I did put my toes on this guy, so I wanted it to be as close to a hybrid of 8 feet and just standard chimpanzee feet as I could. I'm not going to hold you guys this week. This piece this week was a giant pain in my ASS. I ran into so many complications from a sculpting standpoint and also a recording and production standpoint. I'll get to that here in a little bit. But as you can see, the toes, I wanted it to be like I said, a hybrid. I know anatomy is not my best suit. I kind of do the best I can with reference images and things like that. This is the tail that I put on. Really not much to it. It's a piece of the normal wire that I use. Again, the wire for this sculpt, the actual main legs and everything, probably will never use again. It's aluminum wire that I ordered off of Amazon, and it's not as sturdy as the other wire that I usually get from Michaels. So this isn't a plug for Michaels. I'm not affiliated with anyone. Just personal preference. I may not use this wire again. As you can see in the background, the piece was standing on its own. After it was baked and other complications that I ran into, I had to literally glue it to a base. So I know you saw in the early shot, I did drill my holes. That mainly was for me to have it stand in the oven. And then I was like, oh cool, it's standing on its own, word. And as I went through starting my painting process, it kept falling over, tumbling over itself. It was kind of embarrassing. Like I said, this was just a giant pain in my ASS area. I don't know if I'm allowed to say that. I'm still learning the YouTube landscape. But as you can see, the head I am formulating. I wanted this to look somewhat creepy, but also, how do I say, adorable? Because I don't think this comes out looking adorable at all. Like, I don't think if you saw this thing out in the world, you'd be like, oh, that's so cute. Let me go walk up to it at a very close proximity. I think you'd be running away. Which, either way, you know, hey, do whatever you need to do. But I'm doing my teeth now. So these teeth I did pre-bake off camera. I made a couple different variations of it. I made some fangs to go in the middle. And then I made some standard teeth to basically give it like this guy hasn't seen a toothbrush since birth. Which is weird because he's undead. So don't even know if he was even born or if he just showed up here. But yeah, these are the teeth going in. I really like how these teeth came out. And yeah, I'm really happy with this process. And then once we get all of the teeth in, got a couple more left to do, I'll let you see what it looks like. Alright, flesh eating dude, say cheese! Look at that smile, so cute. Alright, let's get started with these heads, and let me vent about how I hate everything about the production on this project. I'm actually glad I got to at least show you this. So, as you see, this is my process. I make my hands, and I do the one finger. Obviously, I had to do this 8 times. I put a lot of time into these fingers, let me tell you. And why I'm saying it this way? Because after this one finger, boom, we just have finished heads. Because my camera just said, I'm done recording for today. So this isn't the only thing you don't get to see. I compiled a list of everything you don't see. I made a nose. I fully detailed the body. I did finish those hands, and I gave them some super long nails, footage you will never ever see. And on my camera's behalf, I apologize. But this is how it looks whenever it's done. As you see, look at those nails. Gave my boy some kneecaps. This dude is good to go. So let's go ahead and get it right into the painting. This week I used gesso from folk art, terracotta seafoam from folk art, some apple barrel paints, and a metallic deca art, which I really am a fan of. Now when it comes to painting, a lot of people prime their pieces. If you're not sure what priming a piece means, that means put it on a base color, and that makes it easier if you're using lighter colors like orange, lighter pinks, yellows, which are very translucent, especially on clay to see. It makes it easier for it to go on. I usually do not prime my pieces. I usually just stick it through and put a few coats on, or a lot of my colors that I utilize are darker. But this week, I wanted this piece to be white anyway, and the other white that I have, it's not that great. It's very watery. This is a really nice color, and I really liked it. I actually blended my gesso with the seafoam, and it has a nice texture on it as well. And outside of that, I also did want this to be otherworldly. So I did paint the inside of the mouth and this tongue green. And I also paint this on the nails, and I'll let you see that here now. Once the psychopathic killer machine has some pretty toenails, let's paint some on the tail. And then I start my weekly anxiety-filled episode by doing my blackwashing. Blackwashing is taking watered down acrylic paint, normally it's black, and brushing it all over the piece in large amounts. This gets into all the details of the piece, brings out those little areas like on the fingernails here, and the fingers I should say. It's my least favorite step. I say this almost every week, but this week, as much as I was having a panic attack doing it, I was a massive fan of, because I was worried that this was going to be too bright with the white, and this did give it that dinge that I was looking for, and it really helped sell the undead aspect of it, and I was really a fan of this step. So I do take that green that I have left, and I do trace. I honestly, okay, I've been going back and forth on this. I don't know if these would be eyebrows or they're just skin folds. I'm not sure. What do you guys think? Let me know if you think these are eyebrows or skin folds in the comments. Let me know. But either way, I do trace it on the body as well. I take that green and I do some dry brushing on the legs and the upper torso just to give it a little bit of the undead to my color palette feel. And then this step that you're about to see me do, I did on a future piece at a limited capacity with my incense holder. If you haven't seen that video, go check it out. I'll pin it with the card here right now. But I really like this step. I take some nail polish, and anywhere that was green that I painted, I trace over essentially with this nail polish. Now, I don't know the chemical properties or the makeup of it. All I know is when I do this and I hit this thing with a black light, it lights up like the 4th of July and really sells my undead, I'm coming for blood, you don't want to see me in a dark alley effect. And to further sell that, this man just went on a very successful hunt. So let's take some red paint and just flick it all over. Look at him, he's so happy. He's so proud of himself. But outside of that, once we painted on the nails, we hit it, guys. It's been a month since we got to do this. Let's do it together, okay? Lights, camera, smaction. While today's sculpture may be undead and filled with super blood hate rage, I most definitely am not. I am so thankful for all of you for watching today's video and supporting the channel, whether it's just liking the video, watching the video, subscribing. All of it means a lot to me, and I just want to say thank you for all of it. Also to my Patreon members for helping support the channel. You all are super amazing people, and I'm thankful for you all. If you also would like to help support the channel, you can do so by simply liking today's video, subscribing to the channel, and have your bell notifications set for future updates. I had a lot of fun this week with you guys, I really did. I'll be back next week with another video. It'll be a little bit different from this one, but we're still going to have a blast. I want you all to have a wonderful week, feel loved, and we'll see you next time, guys. See ya!